Surely this is the answer people have been looking forward to, the solution to the coronavirus. Well, let's speak to Peter Pitts. He's a former Associate Commissioner of the FDA in America who regulates the use of drugs. Thank you, Peter, for joining us. I've got to start by asking you, Russia say they've got it. They've even tweeted with an emoji of a superhero. So why do you have your doubts?
Well, to quote another Russia skeptic, this vaccine is a riddle wrapped in a mystery, inside an enigma. There's no data, there's no transparency, there's no FDA in Russia. They've got a history of approving drugs and vaccines with little or no testing. It's less of a vaccine and more of a Molotov cocktail at this point, which is exactly what we don't need in the global battle against COVID-19.
So we've seen the WHO come out and they say, well, we're having conversations with Russia. The conversations are ongoing. But, I mean, would you want sort of a more, I suppose you could say, a bit more of a stronger line from world health bodies on this? It seems that Russia have taken a lot of headlines here claiming they've solved it.
Well, let's face it, the WHO had zero mentions of any Russian vaccine programs in its database. Russia has been accused, and I think probably correctly in this case, of trying to hack into Western systems to steal science on COVID-19 vaccines. Their testing was done on soldiers, which is not ethical. So many problems, I don't even know where to begin. At the end of the day, I think the answer here is we can't allow this hype to take our eye off the prize, which is a solid, high-quality science, well-vetted and regulated vaccine, probably in early 2021. Shame on us if we allow this announcement to slow down for one moment the development of a solid, science-based vaccine.
Now, no, we know, of course, the virus is changing. It will change, but there's really one virus we were talking about at the beginning of this, but multiple different offers of a future vaccine, it would seem. China's at it, the US, the UK. So is there going to be one vaccine that answers this question? And if we have multiple vaccines, how do we know which is the one?
I think that there will be multiple vaccines coming out of the West because of the ecosystem of biopharmaceutical industry, the government, and academia are working at warp speed to make it happen. And I think having more than one is important because clearly there'll be one or more than one vaccine for the general population. Likely there'll be a vaccine that's more effective for children and another that might be safer or more effective for the elderly or those more at risk. We'll know that as the science moves forward. But allowing ourselves to be deluded because of an announcement, probably a crank announcement out of the Kremlin, just sets us back.
Peter Pitts there joining us from New York. And that is the other side of this conversation. A very confident line out of Moscow, but a real skeptical line from experts right the way around the world, Isabel, as we, of course, are waiting for information on the other vaccine programs that are also underway.